reveal the truth.
I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate that, and you know how it goes around here. That's just what we do. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's August 27th. It's a Thursday. Trash day here at the Price House, 2027. Thank you guys. 2026. Sorry, not 27. Yesterday was 26. Today I tried to make it 27. All right. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. See if we want to do this here today. Bam. Hi, everybody. All right, so today's show is named Oops, and I will name it Oops only because oops is right. Police raid apartment of Ilhan Omar's son, seizes firearms. Oh, my God. Is he wearing black eyeshadow? What's with his beard? Okay. Police raid the apartment of Democrat-Republican Ilhan Omar's son, who lives in Minneapolis. Firearms and ammunition were seized in the scene, and police arrested another man who is not Omar's son, 22-year-old. Was arrested and booked into Hennepin County Jail, Alpha News reported. Is a roommate of Ilhan Omar's son. Okay. Multiple law enforcement sources say a search warrant was conducted Tuesday night at the apartment of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's son in Minneapolis. In response to our questions about what took place in the apartment, MPD confirmed another man who is not the congressional woman's son was arrested earlier in the day. And that's just it. That was the whole thing. So anyway, that's that. It wasn't her son, but man, this dude, if I had that kind of darkness around my eyes, I would want to, like, we're talking like up in the, this part up in here, and like, I don't know if that's what you're supposed to be doing there, with the old blood circulation thingy. What do I know? I know nothing. Oh, forgot to get the comments pulled up, so if you guys have been chatting it up there. By the way, I am streaming on a Starlink today, so if we are having any type of communication issues, if we're not quite getting it out there like we should, I do apologize, but we are working on a backup to Cox. For some reason, Cox decided that it does not want to work for the last couple days, and so I am working. It looks like it's running pretty good here. I'm looking at it on the tablet here. So it seems like the stream is going fairly well, so that's good on that whole thing. I didn't realize you guys are getting the circle back on the eyes there. I'll take these off. That way we won't have to worry about the glare back on the screen. Anyway, so yeah, that's working. So Starlink, we are going through. So do this, guys. Think about this. Right now, you are. Okay, one more time with the Bluetooth. We're going to turn it off because I had it turned. Guys, listen to me. This is what I don't understand about computers. I literally, before the show started, I turned the Bluetooth off on my phone purposely. I then also moved my phone over to the Starlink. I also was checking the speed ratings on my phone. I was going back and forth with it. I had the Bluetooth turned off. I turned it off purposely because I was messing with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth to make sure I wasn't connected to other things, blah, blah, blah. And you just heard that phone call come through. I don't get it, guys. You tell me how these computers, how it decided to change its own setting. Computers don't do that, Jimmy. You're crazy. You guys have watched it. Oh, by the way, let's see what Twitter has done for me today in the old arena of followers. You know, we want to do that as a, that's just what we do here. We do these little daily updates, right? Oh, I got one more follower. And let me go to the notifications. Hold on, guys. I'm up to, okay, let's see here. Through the notifications. And nothing. Nothing. I gained a follower without a notification of a follower. Isn't that crazy? But this is what we do, guys. We think computers are infallible. We see people walking around making statements about how computers are this and that. Oh, no, we should, computers, they're great. They don't ever do anything wrong. They're always on point. It's always great to have a computer around. But is it? Let's see. Frankly, Thursday is trash day. So if you're hear rumbling outside, don't worry. It's the neighbor. Yeah, it's taking the trash out. I missed trash day today. Today, I did not think of it until it was way past too late. And when I say way past too late, I mean that it was like an hour ago. And the trash guy usually gets here before noon. So anyway. There are some things I want to talk about real quick about the Nepalese or whatever you want to call it, the flooding that happened. And the reason I want to talk about for just a second, guys, I work with a lot of different people, and I really pay attention to a lot of different things. A lot of different people, a lot of different things. That means I got a lot of a lot of different sources of information. This looks to be some type of directed energy weapon at the glacier that was above, and it was a very, very finite cone of energy that was shot south to north. I do not have any facts. I'm just seeing things, saying things, whatever. I'm making it up. It's all make believe. No one's ever, blah, blah, blah. We don't have any scientific proof. But, guys, the problem with this is that we all know that we are okay with having the conversation about directed energy weapons when it comes to Maui. We're okay with directed energy weapons and weather manipulation when it was the dead girls in Texas last year at 4th of July. That was a year ago, 4th of July. That camp of those girls got washed away right after they cloud seeded. Just like a month before that, we had the Kentucky or whatever it was, floods that went in there and just happened to scour away the most pure quartz on earth in that area. You remember that? Or how about the fact that we quit seeing all the stripes in the sky now that the USAID is no longer pumping our chemicals into the air to create more weather manipulation? Are we getting back to a year this year where we might actually see our climate go back to what it used to be? When we were kids and how we would have different things when we were kids, it was fun to be in the weather. It was fun to have, time outside. Now it just seems like such extremes because they're trying to push a certain agenda. But if they don't have the money for the pushing the agenda, then they don't have the money to pump up the clouds. And then here we are. But again, this whole thing with this flood yesterday, guys, has really got me on to some concern here because there are some radar sweeps and some things that look like a very certain looking, and there's a very specific V that goes right at that location where the glacier rolled over. By the way, the glacier that broke loose through what I do believe is to be some type of a frequency exchange, that when that frequency went in there, it rolled over the glacier to the point where it was such an impact that it was a 4.5 or 5.5 on the Richter scale. It actually moved the Earth, which is actually pretty impressive if you think about it. But anyway, this is what we have for information right now. I have seen so many of the videos. It's heartbreaking at best, and I do feel sorry for that. But I will tell you at this point, I do believe that we are seeing some weather manipulation. Oh, Lisa, good to see you. Thank you so much. What's up, Jimmy Jam? She says, did you connect with the Bearded Traveler veterans? I did try to reach out to them. I have been a little bit in and out on some things, so just work with me a little bit. I'll continue trying to get a hold of them. So we'll see if we can get them on the show. Hope Irving, good to see you. Have not seen you in a minute. Hope Irving, you haven't been here, 2-3 weeks, maybe 4? I'm not saying I keep track, but I'm saying I keep track. I am the professor, according to Dave Glovin, in that whole thing. But so I do keep track because I have to keep your grades, because your grades will follow for the rest of your life. Like your first grade your first grade English, your comprehension grade. Remember your first grade? What was it? Comprehension and math, or they used to call it something. Arithmetic. What happened to the word arithmetic? That was a cool word. But anyway, remember those first grade scores, they still travel with you. So when you get pulled over, the cop that pulls you over, well, he's looking at your first grade check. He's going to see how many times you were tardy, if you had any missed days in third grade, or if you had an excused or unexcused days. By the way, what's the difference between an excused day and an unexcused day in school? Well, the unexcused means that you were just off, but you don't get to make the work up. That's the penalty. But then some teachers are like, no, just catch up. I don't care. So what is that? What is the whole excused, non-excused day? What are we doing to children? I am a 55-year-old man. I got 8 grandkids, and I don't know what an excused and unexcused day means. Because if I go take my kid out of school, it ain't none of your damn business. If me and my kid are going to go get, ice cream for lunch and not come back because we're going to be screwing around playing on the dirt bikes or whatever, that's our choice. That's America. Oh, no, you got to be there. You know why you got to be there, folks? Money. They have to be there for more than a percentage of each day to be able to get paid fully by each of those children that are there. They're now being desperately driven to a point of they will count somebody being there if they're not there. They'll give them a high school diploma whether they are dirt or not. It is about the monies. No Halo reflections with your glasses. Be cool. I miss you too, Lisa. We do need to see each other. I miss you and your man, your husband. The reason I wear these is to keep that blue light out of my eyes, guys. And I really tell you, it does make an absolute difference. I hate wearing any type of glasses at all. But these keep the blue out of my eyes, which keeps me motivated. The more blue in your eyes, the more bright white in your eyes, the more blown out you are, the more docile and more, whatever the government wants. So, anyway, it's good stuff. All right, let's look back over here on the profile. Yeah, over here, I love that. I do love that I gained a follower without a notification. Oh, by the way, Dolly Parton, look, you might like Dolly. I might like to follow Dolly Parton on Twitter. All right. Students cannot read cursive. Oh, yeah, don't even get started on that. Ooh-wee, that's not good. Yeah, it's a bad thing. Cannot read cursive. Man, oh, man. Well, should I follow her? I feel like it's a little late, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let's see here. How many? Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. I want to go into the day's news today. I'm going to go ahead and go with the little news. We're not going to do some of the other stuff. So, beep, 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 beep. That's all, folks. No, I'm just kidding you. I do want to go. Where did that article go? I turned away for 1 second. There it is. Okay. On Thursday, Trump signed Executive Order 14420. That's 14420. If you guys are writing this down there in the back, make sure to write these down and keep it in your journal of American history. They renamed Lake Ontario to Lake America. And by the way, guys, listen. Let's say you're a Democrat or you don't like Trump and you get in to be president next or whenever you get in, right? Cool you. Are you going to go say, I don't want it to be Lake America. I want it to be Lake Ontario. You change it back. I want Lake Ontario. Or whatever your accent would be. I guess I gave it but golly. What would you do? Like the Gulf of America, you're going to change it back? You're going to, I don't know, guys. And by the way, Carney and this whole thing going on with Canada pulling out of the USMCA thing, whatever, they're trying to push it past the midterm elections. They're trying to damage Trump. This is nothing new, nothing brilliant, nothing creative. And the problem is by the way, if we actually just wanted to go up and take over Canada, it's like Texas, like the population of Texas. I don't know. It's not very much. And most of them are so spread out, you wouldn't even know if you even came across them. So anyway, Canada is just a big pain in the ass. They're up there just screwing things up. Anyway, so I'm moving on here. There's going to be a video, so we're going to watch that. All right, here we go. And let me get that tuned up for you guys. When I say tuned up, that means I've got to go in here, change the settings, got to move things around, got to look at the looks, I got to be the bees, I got to read reads, I got to lay that as. All right, there it is. See, a lot of the stuff that I do just sitting here like this is stuff that they pay people $100,000 something a year.
This honey trick prevents
to do exactly what I'm doing right now, but they would have clipped this part out. They would have just been ahead of it. But you guys get to sit through 10 seconds of this. It's all right. It's fine. Here we go. And
state, but they're not a state. But they want to be treated like they're a state. And so we just can't do that anymore. We lose, on average, over the last 15 years, $60 billion a year carrying Canada. So we just can't do it anymore. We love the people of Canada. I don't think their representatives do an appropriate job. Maybe they'll change.
So think about, I'm going to do that again. I want to replay that one more time.
They want to be.
Oh, God, you can make me do commercials again? Wow. They made me do commercials again just because I wanted to replay their stupid clip. That's really not cool, bro. All right, here we go. I want the clip from before. What happened? Sorry, guys. Let me get that off there. I was going back to Trump. I wanted to hear him actually talk about that, but what he referenced there, and it was very kind of a quiet video, which I don't appreciate that I mean, I wish the clip was a little longer, intro in and out of it a little longer. But anyway, what Trump is talking about, this $50 billion thing, we lose money to Canada. And I don't know if you know how insulting that is, but that's dumb. Like, on monumental levels. It doesn't even make sense that we would start losing money to any country on earth, but yet we do. I think it's like half of our debt we take on each year is literally just stuff we're giving away to other countries that we don't have a promise to do anything with. We're just giving them money. And that's another thing. How do I reconcile inside of my head the idea that you want me to pay back interest on money that you gave other countries who didn't ask for it? Why? And you just printed it. You went to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve knew you were in debt, but you're going to give this much money to all these countries, but then those countries are also borrowing money from the Federal Reserve. We're borrowing money from the Federal Reserve, but then we're giving part of our borrowed money to the... You guys gotta really help me out here, because I feel like I keep saying this stuff and I just like, what? That's okay? Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this thing where we're like stupid. Hear about the lady in California that busted into a window climbing through like Spider-Man to get her kids off the bus after the bus driver. Yeah, the kids... I was going to read that one. I didn't. I kind of skipped over it because I wanted to do the other part. But I'll do this real quick. Let's see if there's any videos with this article. Oh, there is. Video captures. All right, here we go. Oh, that's the mom crawling through the windows there. Man, what is California? Are they just screwing up on purpose to get attention, or what is the... So, video captures chaos aboard Calabasas County school bus before the parent. Okay, so I guess you guys, I don't know if I want to watch that on, I don't want to watch it on YouTube. Let's just read the article. Sorry, guys, I was going to do the video, but it's on YouTube, and they violate me. What's stupid? Okay, this is stupid. I'm on my live show playing my video on YouTube, but then they will violate me for playing the YouTube video on YouTube because I didn't give money to the what? They copyright me in like Bangladesh and weird places all over the earth. I get weird copyright hits. I don't understand. I don't understand what YouTube does most of the time. I think they just make shit up as they go along. California school bus ride home turned into a scene out of a third world country Monday when furious parents smashed their way into a Calabasas unified bus and children started climbing out of the windows because the driver refused to let the kids off. The wild scene unfolded along Highway 49 near Russell Road. According to the TV3, the trouble began when a student reportedly tried to climb out of the window before the bus had come all the way to a stop. Okay, well, kids do this. This is pretty normal. By the way, it's not normal to do it, but it is normal that it happens. Kids just do stupid stuff. The driver then pulled over, contacted law enforcement, and ordered the child or the student to remain seated and roll up the windows. The children were reportedly kept aboard nearly an hour while waiting for deputies to arrive. Video recorded by students show the scene rapidly spiraling out of control as the students shouted, parents gathered outside, children squeezed through the open windows, and at least one adult climbed into the bus. The 12-year-old student told KCRA that the children had been loud and excited to get off the bus before the situation escalated. The children had been loud and excited to get off the bus. I don't know what that doesn't make sense. Anyway, dude, open the door. Let me have my kids, Wellington recalled, telling the driver. According to Wellington, he refused. Wellington then instructed her son to climb out of the window. She argued that the chaos could have been avoided if the driver would have simply released the children to the parents who had arrived to collect them. But again, I think, here's the sad part of this. I think that this guy is actually stuck between a rock and a hard spot. Because if I was a bus driver, I don't know these parents, right, supposedly. But I guess if you're just dropping kids off at corners of intersections, you didn't know where they were going to go either. But then here's all the parents, the kids are going, I don't know. He probably was not authorized to open the door until he got to the stop or whatever it was. But anyway, that's another thing. Kids get on school buses and then get on and off whenever they want. I mean, I remember as a kid, stay the night at a friend's house and you go get on the bus with them and all that stuff. That was all part of just growing up. But anyway, the confrontation reached a breaking point when a parent struck the bus door and shattered the glass. Calabasas County Sheriff Officer spokesperson Jason Watt said deputies responded to a disturbance involving a parent and the driver. The parent struck the bus door, breaking the glass. The adult was then taken into custody at the school district's request for alleged vandalism. Okay. According to the sheriff, arrest log cited by authorities identified the arrested parent as Kathleen Cracker, 35 of Sheep Ranch. She was arrested on a felony charge involving defacing property. So a $100 piece of glass in the bus door is now a felony? Why do we do this to each other, folks? Why is it always we got to ramp it up as hard and as big as we can? And this is why I think we do weird stuff. I think this is why we become criminals and act weird and do this weird. What precisely happened aboard the bus before it stopped? Why did it reportedly take nearly an hour to resolve a call involving a bus full of children? What is the district's policy for verifying parents' arrival, demanding custody of their own children? I just said that. And why did the situation deteriorate to the point that the children believed climbing through the window was their only way out? Well, because that guy probably just stood there and said, "No, I can't let you go." I don't know. I'm not saying I can't say what the guy went through. We talked about Jelly Roll yesterday, and remember the guy who a few years back was sang a really good song and came in, and he's a big old dude, he's like a Jelly Roll. Anyway, I don't know. He seems to be doubling down on Dumb and Dumber. I think Dumber was yesterday, and Dumb is today. Country music star with the same tattooed redemption act. Okay, wait. Country star Jelly Roll, the same tattooed redemption act who once lit up the lit up like a child at Christmas when he met President Trump, has... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm misreading this. Okay. So Jelly Roll, okay, the guy who got all giddy about meeting Trump, has now told his own fans that to get lost if they don't like him punching down at the president on Jimmy Kimmel's Hollywood desk. The 3-time Grammy winner returned to Jimmy Kimmel Live on Tuesday for his second night as guest host, immediately addressed the firestorm caused by his Trump-bashing monologue one night earlier. Rather than apologizing to fans, he went harder. So you guys want to watch it? Let's see what failure looks like. I guess this is what you don't do, children. Don't do what this guy is getting ready to do. I don't know. I haven't watched the video, so we'll all do it together. Volume. Why are we not getting volume? Huh. That's weird. I take it over here. Sorry, guys. I gotta try to get this back to you.
Who would have guessed I'd get in more trouble with the president than... What a turn of events. Who would have guessed I'd get in more trouble with the president than Rosie O'Donnell? I love you, Rosie. Thanks for having my back today, baby. Some folks online were upset that I didn't treat the president with reverence and dignity. But I want to remind y'all that I go by the name Jelly Roll. I don't even treat myself with reverence and dignity. One day I looked in the mirror and said, "You, my friend, are a pastry." Frankly, I think most people were just surprised that I had any opinions at all. They see a guy that looks like me and assume the only opinion I have is whether I prefer my meth crystal or classic. Now, let's be honest for a second. Any U.S. president should be able to handle a few jokes, right? Yes. They should also be able to handle gas prices, health care, and the occasional international conflict. But beggars can't be choosers. Look, y'all, I get it that some people are mad at me for goofing on Trump. But if you wanted me to make jokes about Kamala Harris, you should have voted for her. So for those who threatened to stop listening to my music based on my comments last night, I just want to say with conviction, go right ahead, because I'm going to keep speaking my truth or my name isn't Post Malone. You know how hard it was explaining to my mother that the president was mad at me and my penis went viral last night? My monologue last night also caused a different kind of confusion for the news team at Your Morning Vancouver.
Cool. I don't see anything wrong with what he was saying. I get it. I get the humor part of it. I get that. Sorry, I had to kind of flip you guys around there because whatever reason I could not get that one to play. That link went dead on the audio, so I apologize for that. Anyway, not a bad little monologue there. But my problem with it is that the thing he said there, there was a couple things he said in there. He was keeping it in the humor zone. We're going to call this the humor zone. He was just bopping around in here, beep, bop, 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 and then he went down, and he came back up, and he went down, and he came back. Again, you do you, boo, whatever. But I will say this, when someone has to tell you, I'm going to speak my truth, you stop listening about that time. That's about right when you stop listening. Because everything after that is an opinion or a feeling. I have lots of opinions. Doesn't make them facts. I try to base them in facts. I really do. And I really try not to get involved in my feelings when I'm trying to break situations down and learn about stuff and get better. See, this is the part where I don't think we give ourselves enough credit about really what it takes to be a human being. We really have got to work harder. We've got to put the effort in. I think the laziness of the soul and this, the lazy soul, lazy sin nature of the soul. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. We all have it. We all know what laziness is in ourselves. We've all done that thing. But even as Americans, we don't even think about how we should even work to maintain our own personalities. How we should work to maintain a better spiritual connection with each other and our Creator. That we should work at our body's health. Well, I'm just getting older. Not a thing you can do about it. I'm just gonna die. Yeah, you are, buddy. Hey, and you're gonna do it sooner than you have to. You hear those words there? Sooner than you have to. You don't have to die. You don't have to die early. This is the breathtaking part of a lot of this. I feel like I'm just like speaking new words. Like these are the wheel. You know, it's like, I don't know what I'm missing here where I just continue to say things like this. Like, we really all should be pushing each other this way. It's like the comment I made yesterday about saying that we should compliment those things we see in life that are beautiful. We should compliment those things in life that we do see that are amazing. Not, oh, hey, great color. That's amazing. Oh, you're strong. Ooh, independent. See, we need to celebrate things that we it's like the idea of spending or voting with your money, right? Vote with your money. If you want Walmart to succeed, keep spending your money there. If you want Amazon to be Amazon, then you just keep spending your money with Amazon. Well, it's just convenient. You know, I just run down and they just bring it right to my door and I don't have to think about it. So your laziness is your excuse for supporting a corporation that destroys small businesses continuously globally? They're consuming product design and distribution as fast as they can and destroying the guy like myself who's trying to create a widget that maybe you might want to buy, but they'll come in and create the same exact widget at a lower price to drive me out of business on their own platform and then say sorry when I don't have any more business because they undercut me. You vote with your money, right? You spend your energy on things that's again a vote with your money, a vote with your energy, a vote with your time. When you vote with your energy to say something is beautiful or you say something is to be respected or that's great or that's awesome, that's so cool, when you give it those words, that's because that's what you want from it. That's how you see it. You want it to get better. But if I say, well, that's a piece of crap and this is that and oh my gosh and horrible you and horrible you and I can't do this, we're all going to die, oh, the world's coming to an end. Well, that's just a lot of negativity. Now, I could sell a lot more religion with fear than you can with salvation. It's the fear of death. It's not the joy of salvation that saves people. Think about every religion on earth. You better be a Muslim or we're going to kill you and everybody else is trying to kill you. So you better hurry and be a Muslim so Muhammad will come get you. See, this is the problem with a lot of these things where I can see these things and I say these things and then it gets all we get too tribal about stuff. Can we find a way that we are able to amplify and build things up so that we're not dealing in fear and the negative all the time? And I know that I have to walk up against the fear and the negative. I have to reference to it, but I got to always try to drag you back to what you can do to be better, how you can see things differently, how the world is different when you see it like this. So yes, it does drive me exponentially to go in that direction, to be better in that direction, but at the same time, it's a lot easier to sell fear. I could sell fear all day. Guys, I know I have people I have met who have made millions and millions and millions of dollars on prepper stuff because they just happen to sell fear porn better than anybody I know. And I really did not listen. Maybe it's my own fault. Maybe I don't have these great big REI and some big sponsors and all this stuff. There was times I could have sold that stuff. And I just thought, why am I going to go in and try to get in the middle of that And I did reference a lot of products when I first started because it's like, guys, just go buy this. This is the product you want. This is who you want to buy it from. And then the affiliate program kicked in. But then the idea of the thirst of getting the affiliate, put price in the promo code, price in the promo code. And I'm like, okay, but then people don't do that, so it doesn't really matter either way. But now I'm still referencing it, but I'm hoping I'll make something from that reference. But Jonathan, good to see you. Good afternoon, Jim. Oh, John says he's broadcasting live from the border in a couple hours. I'll send you an invite link. All right, so appreciate that. So anyway, guys, vote with your energy, vote with your money, vote with your time, vote with your positivity. If you want America to be the golden city on the top of the hill, then you shall always reference it from now always that it is the golden city on the top of the hill. It is that now. This is where we are now. We all exist there. It's where we are. It's only getting better. It's getting greater. Make America great again is not, the sad part of it is, it's like, it was a political slogan, but my gosh, how bad has it got to be for you that you just like, this boat I'm on, let's take it to the bottom of the sea. America's never been great. When has it been great? When was the last time it was great? Who said it was great? It's a colonizer who's, Mike, it's just breathtaking to watch the gymnastics of all this. And the sad part of it is like, I Like Ike was a political button for, and all these different little, but yet to make America great again drove people crazy. There's people sitting in jail for assault and murder, for killing people or attacking people who had red hats on. I'm not making that up. Do we not remember Antifa or Black Lives? Do we all forget about Antifa? By the way, that Antifa thing is still a thing. Now, they don't have the money they used to. But I'm telling you guys right now, I guarantee you 6 ways a Sunday, they're trying to do everything they can, every last dollar they got to get this midterm flipped over so they can get control of the money, so they can start writing themselves checks again. It is breathtaking, but I wish there would be a little more whistleblowers on that stuff. I wish there really was. So, all right, John, thank you for that. Appreciate it. He sent me that link over. All right. So I like the idea that we're now going to call it Lake of America. It doesn't bother me at all for a second. Outrage over alleged leaked memo from Canadian Broadcast Corporation instructs reporters not to refer to 9/11 as terrorist attack. The 25th anniversary of 9/11, the far-left Canadian Broadcast Corporation, CBC, is under fire after an alleged leak internal memo from 25 years ago. We're just now getting to this? A screenshot of a memo shared by Ken Salah shows it originated from Bassem Bashra, Senior Director of Journalism Standards and Public Trust at Senior Director of Journalism Standards and Trust at CBC News, and was sent to a reporter and editors. In bold letters, he states, the attacks are not to be referred as a terrorist attacks. He then continues to say, the hijackers led to passenger jet crashes in Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Manhattan. The World Trade Center was destroyed. The CBC spokesman told Kinsella, CBC's longstanding language guidance regards the term terrorist and terrorism as a preference to use of these words was arbitration? Arbitration? A practice shared by many of the okay. So basically he's saying, okay, so do not refer in this memo, do not refer to September 11th as a terrorist attack. That's the key right there. He continued. Okay, so this is like an ongoing thing. And it's conversational is why it doesn't always read well. And they say you can call it a hijacking. The hijacking led to passenger jet crashes. Yet, so you can say that, you just don't call it a terrorist attack. So you say that it was a hijacking led to passenger jet crashes. Wow, that's a long way around the bush. That's good to know. It's not a protest, but it's a terrorist attack, but they won't call it that. Now wow. So they were using language to dumb down that situation? Oh my gosh, we got to stop. This world is so crazy. I mean, the plane that left Logan Airport in Boston flew a 9-iron away from the Canadian border. I mean, just like you said, right to the, and then went to the right. So this is a whole conversation, this guy. So they had a whole thing about how to word or phrase it so it doesn't say terrorist attack, but it's a hijacking. This is crazy, guys. That is absolutely crazy. This guy is talking about this, how you phrase it, how you put the words together. Have to say it's totally disgusting. I'm totally disgusted by this, but unfortunately not shocked. Our supposed national broadcasters that is funded by the tune of $1.4 billion annually. This is from their one of their Canadians up there, Kim Moody, is referencing the fact that they get $1.4 billion without having to try to put together a broadcast system, and they're still a bunch of liars. By the way, that's $1.4 billion for a population the size of Texas. They have a national broadcast that covers the entire nation, but it only has a population of Texas. Anyway, good stuff. Missing Missouri deputy AG found alive after 6 days. That's good. Wednesday, he was found alive near Lake Scott and Wyoming Wild River Range. Rescuers reached him and prepared him to be flown out of the backcountry by helicopter by 9:45 a.m. According to Cowboy State Daily, he was dehydrated, disoriented when found, and searchers started an IV and were prepping to fly him by helicopter to a local medical facility. The entry to see the registry top. So, he was at 13,800 feet, and anyway, so he got lost. They found him. Wow. I don't know, guys. I will do this. I don't try to go further into the woods than I know how to get back out specifically. Does that make sense to you? Like, I'm not going to go into the trees and all that stuff unless I know either where I'm going to go that's going to bring me out to another access area, or I know exactly where I'm going to go back out, or I know the trail. I don't say I stay on trails, but at least I know that I'm going to mark my way in and mark my way out, or know that I'm only going to go as far in as I can remember to get out. Anyway, I know things happen. I'm probably, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I've only seen trees on the internet. I don't know what they look like in real person. WNBA star calls Enos Freedom a stupid piece of dookie. Wow. So, this whole WNBA thing, again, I keep kind of bubbling it into the conversation. I've got some people that really the things that I would like to say that I wish I was only referencing something from 4 months ago, 4 weeks ago, 4 days ago. This is happening just like yesterday. This is stuff that's happening almost on the daily with this league at this point. This WNBA thing is literally turning itself into goo. It's just liquefying its own self. It's not going to last at this rate. Unless it's a complete psyop that we're all, they're doing this for the ratings. I don't know. But anyway, one of the Los Angeles girls decided that she wanted to say that he's a bad guy. Golly, guys. Let me do something real quick here. And I don't really try to be honest with you, I try not to follow anyone, podcaster, influencer, radio, TV person. I don't try to every time they put something out. I try to do that only because I try to keep my research and a lot of what I do and stuff like that. I try not to get it into remember when X22, I really like Dave. I think he's a great guy and stuff, and I like his report. But I used to listen to it quite a bit, but then I was worried that I was starting to, or I was going to, or would, I think I would, mimic him, start to Mockingbird. Because I'm hearing it from him, and then my mind's putting it together, and then I could create my own thought, ta-ta-da, and then I just start saying it's like me saying it, but it's not me. It's actually Dave saying it through me because I took what he said and said it again. So anyway, I really do try to pull off that. I do want to make a comment about Tucker Carlson, and not in a bad way, and I'm very neutral on the guy at this point. I really liked what he had to say about a lot of things about 4 years ago. He really was killing it. I thought he had a lot of things on plan. But then this last year, and again, I'm sure Tucker, if we were sitting down, he could correct me and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, which is cool. Maybe I just haven't watched him hard enough. But through my observation of things, and I get it, he's on this side of this, and he's on that side of that, and then it seems like he just, at this point, wants to be on the other side of everything. I mean, I see him actually he's pushing back against the Democrats, he's pushing back against the Republicans, he's pushing back against Trump, he's pushing back. Everything is just a pushback on everything. And I don't know if it's scripted, I don't know. I look at Alex Jones, I look at all these different people, Laura Logan, others that I'm like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys getting paid off to do this? So it just makes me wonder if there's something going on, but I don't know what's going on with Tucker in a lot of ways. I'm not really hanging my hat on, Tucker, I'm not, it's not that. I've watched some people, and there's some things out there that really seem to be obvious with some of these people, and now we're hearing a lot more about paid off so-and-so, and this so-and-so, and that so-and-so. Like there was one guy, the millennial, or the fat millennial, or whatever his name is, bearded guy, he always gets in the camera, and I guess what I understand is he got a trip to Israel. So I guess, guys, if I get the trip to Israel, you know that I've been paid off, because that's really, it's not about whether it's Israel. Listen, this is where we all get our religion bucket and our emotional bucket and our dirt bucket and bucket. We get it all confused. Israel is a country. It is a government. The position of that government on earth is next to Bethlehem. Not disputing that. Not getting in a bug war about, let's not do that. But the country of Israel is really not coming out the way that we all want it to if you're going to stay on the bless Israel and your days will be long on this earth. By the way, it was referencing to if you live your life like Israel, which was a man, your days will be long on the earth, meaning that if you live in this way, if you respect yourself and live in this way, you self-govern in this way, your days will be long on this earth. But if you don't go back to the original Aramaic, you don't go back to the Hebrew and the Aramaic, you don't go back before the Council of Nicaea, you'll never know that. But then we'll have to have this conversation. And I don't know anything about the Bible. And I don't even know what I was talking about there. I think I just made all that up. Because what do I know? Because remember, everybody's a subject matter expert about every single thing that makes them feel bad. makes them feel like I don't like their religion, or I don't like them, or I don't like their sexuality, or I don't like their political bent. That's not the truth at all. But this is where we're at now, guys. We get in our own little spins, and it's crazy. Maybe I'm just saying all these things to create a reaction in you to see if you'll actually jump up, see if you're actually alive. Let's see what you got in you. But this is the problem, where we don't always pay attention to things because it's too easy to get emotional about it and shut it down and get territorial, tribal. Oh, no, this is mine, this is where I am. I live here. And now we don't have to. That's the brilliant part of, I think that's what religion screwed up for everybody, is that they crushed religion down to this little, when it's actually so much greater and bigger outside of that when you think of your connection with your Creator. All right, guys, it's good to see everybody out there. Great comments, good stuff. Thank you so much for all the good things going on. I think it's been a great week. Looks like we got schools going to be starting up for a lot of people. They've here in the Wichita area, I think they're already going to school. I've heard the band practicing down the street. I think it was a Saturday or two ago. They were out Saturday morning. We do have a college, football starting this weekend and things like that. So, guys, there's a lot of great things happening. Just look for something. Don't sit in your chair on your phone and say, well, my life is this or that. Go for a walk. Leave that phone at the house. Sometimes you realize that it's actually more of a tether than you realize. When you do leave at the house, you walk away. It's like, what did I do before? I just look around? Oh, okay. Try it out, guys. See what you come up with. All right, guys, remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. The world will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast. Do not give up. Do not give in. We'll win. I promise to make promise I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember that. Constitution limits the government, but never, ever limits you. Golly, understand the authority you have, guys. It's yours. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Good seeing everybody. Tomorrow's Friday, huh? What? Friday? All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.